From In Wheel Time, this is the Car Review of the Week, an in-depth look into the latest rides by the award-winning experts at In Wheel Time. Here's Mike Mars.
Time now for this hour's car review. Mr. Mars has a review of the, speaking of hoity-toity, the Mercedes Benz GLE450. Now, the one that I'm familiar with, and those of us that are still amazed, is the GL. That's or is it just the G-Wagon? Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. That square, boxy thing that was originally built in the 60s that they kept selling millions of the things, and they finally updated a couple of years ago. This ain't that.
No. This vehicle's been out since 1977, actually. So this is the fourth gen of the GLE450. Now, I'm not sure how it finagled it. This is the 2020 model. I'm surprised it got here, but I love it. The fact that it did. So we're talking about a mid-sized luxury SUV, M-Class. It's all on an entirely new platform. It's longer, wider. The wheelbase is a little bit longer. The track's a little bit wider. It's a 5 to 7 passenger vehicle if you get that third row optional. I'm not a fan of third rows in mid-sized SUVs, but be that as it may, if you need to put a couple of kids back there, because you're not going to put any adults back there. I'm just saying. Not going to happen.
Most of them are that way.
Yeah. So, it is the way it's designed. It's set up. It's all-wheel drive, so you're supposed to be able to go do a little off-roading with it because it's an SUV.
Really, a Mercedes Benz off-roading.
They promote it with because part of it is design. They've got a longer wheelbase. They got short overhangs like you would do for off-road, and that's the reason they did it. And you get beyond that, though. You've got the standard luxury stuff: LED headlights and tail lights. And this is part of their intelligent lighting system that includes a completely redesign of the rear taillights and the lighting system. There's a lot of features. There's a ton of technology in this vehicle that I'm not going to be able to cover, but there's some important things I do want to cover. On the outside, we had the 19-inch wheels as standard. You can get up to 22s that are optional. It's got a 50% larger panoramic sunroof for you that want some sunshine on. And really what really set this vehicle off for me was the kind of small touches that really made it feel like it was a luxury vehicle, like the chrome around the windows. I'm not a big fan of chrome, but it just added a little bit to make it look like it had a little more luxury to it, just with some of those styling touches. You go into the interior, and you're really talking Mercedes luxury in this new design. Of course, you're going to have the leather seating, vibrating, heated, vented, all kinds of things with the seating, but it's also got a 12.3-inch instrument cluster. Now, that kind of stretches across there, and it's got a 12.3-inch media display sitting right beside it that almost ties together, so it looks like you've got this 24-inch screen cutting across there. And by the way, for those of you that are interested, it does have 64 color choices of the interior mood lighting.
Hey!
So, does it come with a disco ball?
No, it does not come with a disco ball, but I didn't get that far in the options. It does have the heads-up display. And there's a couple of things this thing has got that it's got what it calls the E-Active Body Control. Now, this is part of the EQ Boost system that we'll get into in a little bit later, but it's a system that adjusts the body, and we'll talk about that when we get to the ride. But I wanted to mention it here because it's all part of this package with the electronics up here on this big screen. You got the Mercedes-Benz user experience. You've got an emergency stop system that literally, if you take your hands off the wheel and the car decides you're not driving no more, like maybe you passed out, it will stop the car and unlock the door so somebody can come and help you.
Pretty smart.
And it's also got, which I experienced and I was not a fan of, the active speed limit controls. You're going down the road and it gets to a change in the speed zone. It'll notify you with flashing lights and everything, and it'll put the car on that speed limit no matter what you're telling the car to do.
Oh, you got to be kidding. There is an override somewhere.
Well, if you can push down on the accelerator and do it, but if you got it on cruise and you're in a 75 zone and you hit a 65, it's going to put you at 65.
Wait, this is a car that was made for the Autobahn.
Well, I'm telling you, but it is. This particular model is limited to 130 miles an hour electronically. It will not go faster than that.
And did you test that?
That's what I'm told. That's what I read. So there's a lot. Since this is a 2020, there are some things that really haven't. I don't have a lot of information on. But this is an inline V6 with a hybrid assist system. Now, this is a turbo supercharged V6 engine with an E system that boosts on it. Not only does it boost from acceleration from a start, like some of them do, but this will, during acceleration going down the freeway, if you hammer it that electric motor is going to kick in and help you out with that as well. So it's kind of a full-time deal. 362 horsepower equivalent, 369 pound-feet of torque. It's backed by a 9-speed automatic. EPA ratings are not out yet. I've seen some people reported as much as 30 miles per gallon as kind of a combination deal. I've seen others also report 21.
But with that hybrid assist, that would make sense because it's giving you the electric acceleration of the motor, which kind of takes your fuel usage down.
Now, it does say 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds is what they say. It also has another thing I wanted to mention in the ride and handling, the EABC. Now, this is an E-active body control. Now, this adjusts the body roll at the wheels, each wheel individually. So you're going down the road, and it's adjusting it electronically. It's all part of this 48-volt system that it's got in it. And it actually uses cameras going around curves to do all this stuff. You can actually manually go in and override it. If you want one wheel higher or lower because you're stuck in the sand or something like that, you can adjust that body to where that wheel is up and down for better traction.
Boy, that's going to be expensive to fix at some point in the future.
So if you're looking for something it's going to compete with, you're looking at the Audi Q6, the BMW X5, the Volvo XC90, or even the Lexus RX. Because you're in this top-notch luxury SUV category, this vehicle is going to start at $61,150 plus a few options that you can put on top of it.
That's really not a bad price considering it's a Mercedes with that kind of content, because the competitive vehicles really aren't priced too far away from that, are they?
No, they're not. You could spend a lot of time just talking about the technology in this vehicle.
See and hear other weekly reviews from the award-winning experts at In Wheel Time.